a special Shabbat for so many reasons. One, because tomorrow morning, Isaac Boyer will be called to Torah as bar mitzvah. Two, because we are celebrating Camp Shabbat, and we have many guests with us this Shabbat that we will hear from throughout the evening to share stories and memories from camp. And three, because it's Shabbat, and Shabbat is just a special and exciting and happy time in a world where we need more happy and exciting times. Maybe not exciting, happy for sure. So before we continue with our worship, I want to just remind us of a few pieces of Zoom etiquette to help create the sacred space that will allow us to worship meaningfully together. First, if you have your camera on, please keep it at your shoulders and your head. And if you need to step away from your computer for any moment, please turn it off and then return, and you can turn it back on. Second, please keep yourself muted throughout services until the very end, when we'll have an opportunity to greet each other and wish each other Shabbat Shalom. Third, if you have any questions or run into any technical difficulties through the service, please send a message in the chat to Hannah Demick, and she will help assist you to the best of her ability. Finally, our prayer book can be found. Hopefully it's going to get put in the chat. Hannah, if you have it. If you would like to follow along, you can pull up the flip book and follow along in our prayer book, Mishkan Tefillah. So we take a deep breath as we shift from the tachlis, from the logistical to the spiritual. And I share with you a story to begin this Camp Shabbat. And it's a story of a rabbi who had a young child, and her young child liked to go out and hang out in the woods. And during the summer months, this was wonderful. The days were long, the light was bright. And as the summer ended and it turned into fall, the boy continued to go out into the woods and come back. And he came back later and later. And the rabbi talked to her son, and she said, "Son, I understand, my child, that you want to go into the woods. What are you doing in the woods?" And her child responded, "I'm going to find God." And the rabbi was very proud, very much wanted to encourage her son to find God, and continued to allow it. But as the weather turned and the boy stayed out later and later, the rabbi got a little bit more nervous about this. And she asked her son finally, she said, "Look, I understand that you're going out and you want to find God, and you feel and that I definitely want you to do that, but why can't you just do that at home? God's the same everywhere." And her son looked at her and said, "God might be, but I'm not." One of the pieces that makes camp so magical is how it makes us feel when we gather and we pray and we laugh and we sing. And though this year, certainly that story takes on another meaning because we are not all physically in the same space, we still have an opportunity to welcome Shabbat, to taste the magic of camp and celebrate that magic as a Jewish people and as a congregation and community. So we acknowledge who we are tonight, though God might be the same everywhere, we're not. And we focus in on that as we join in song and prayer. Hine Ma Tov is on page 10.
Hine Ma Tov u'manayim shever achim gam yachad. Hine Ma Tov u'manayim shever achim gam yachad. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine Ma Tov u'manayim shever achim gam yachad. Hine Ma Tov u'manayim shever achim gam yachad.
And on the eve of him being called to Torah to become bar mitzvah, we invite the Hiller Boyer family forward, so to speak, to kindle the lights of Shabbat and welcome in the sweetness of Shabbat with Kiddush. Unmute, unmute, unmute.
Done.
There you go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Amen.
And we raise our wine cup as we celebrate the sweetness.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'v'ratzon inchilanu zikaron le'masei v'reishit ki hu yom techila למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון. הנחלתנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, מקדש השבת. Amen.
L'chaim. We turn now to the words of L'chadodi that welcome Shabbat as our beloved. They can be found on pages 20 and 21. We will sing together verses 1, 2, 5, and 9.
Ya la 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 lecha dodi, ya la 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 likrat kala, ya la 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 panei Shabbat ekavila, shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, yishmi'anu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shemo tiferet v'lithilah. Shabbat ekavila, לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, יהי מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. יא לה 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 אליך דודי, יא לה 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 לקראת כלה, יא לה 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 פני שבת, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי בעורק קומי אורי, segula. Buhi kala, buhi kala. Yai lai lai, ya la 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 lai lecha dudi. Ya la 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 lai likrat kala. Ya la 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 lai panei Shabbat, panei Shabbat nikabila.
One of the beautiful parts of Camp Shabbat is getting to hear from campers themselves. Our first camp memory tonight comes from Zoe Organ, who attends URJ Camp Coleman.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. My name is Zoe Organ, and this past summer would have been my 8th and final summer at URJ Camp Coleman in Cleveland, Georgia. Unfortunately, due to COVID-19, I was unable to enjoy the camp summer that my friends and I have looked forward to my entire camp journey. Camp has given me a place where I can always be myself. I've met my best friend Elise, who I talk to every single day and couldn't live without. I remember the day I met her like it was yesterday. We were put into an evening programming group without all of our friends and some other people we never really talked to. And we started talking about unicorns and snails. And from that day on, I knew our friendship was going to be one I was never going to forget. Even though she lives in Florida, I haven't gone one day without talking to her. Due to COVID, I haven't seen her in almost a year, but I can't wait for the day where I can run and hug her like there's no tomorrow. From ditching everything to playing pickleball to being on tech team for the camp's Legally Blonde musical production, I wouldn't trade my camp family for the world. Camp is my home, and I hope someday it can be yours too.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Do you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed. Yelenai, 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 roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Let's sing together. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Borei yom ve'layla, golel or mipnei choshet, golel or mipnei choshet, ve'choshet mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night.
Our next camp story comes from 6 Point Sports Academy and Joey Leventhal.
I was looking forward to playing at I was looking forward to playing sports at 6 Points Sports Academy this past summer. I was very upset that I couldn't go this year. This would have been my 3rd year going. I'm sure I would have made a lot more memories as I did over the past 2 summers before this. I missed all the people who coached me and who worked with me in the sports I was playing, and they all made me feel more at home there. I was also very sad to miss the Maccabia games. That was probably one of my favorite things involving sports this summer. And the Maccabia games also made me work with people who you normally wouldn't work with, and it got me out of my comfort zone. I cannot wait for next summer.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
We turn to the words of Ve'ahavta on page 36.
Hiller Boyers, you need to unmute again. There we go.
Okay. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elecha v'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'eler asher anohi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibata bam v'shivtecha b'vetecha Uvlavteha vaderech, uvshochbeha uvkumeha, ukshavtam leot al yadeha, v'hayulatotefo beineneha, uchtavtam al mezuzot beiteha, uvishareha, leman tiskiru, vasitem ekol besotai, v'hitem kedoshim lohehem. Ani Adonai Elohim, Asher Hotzeiti Etchem Me'eretz Mitzrayim, Liot Lahem Elohim, Ani Adonai Elohim.
Our next camp story comes from Hava Meitzen, who goes to Henry S. Jacobs camp.
This summer will be my third trip to Jacobs Camp in Mississippi. I am looking forward to swimming in the lake. The lake has a gigantic water slide called the Wet Willie and the water obstacle course floating in a water obstacle course floating in the middle of the lake. There is also the blob, which I haven't gotten to do yet, so I am looking forward to that. On the first day of camp, they always serve the best fried chicken. Some point in the middle of camp, they also serve cinnamon scones, which are also very delicious.
Page 40. מי כמוך בא אלי אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך בא אלי אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורות הילו עושה פלא, נורות הילו עושה פלא, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מלכותך ראו בניך, פוגע לפני משה ומרים, זה אלינו ויאמרו, זה אלינו ויאמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך בא אלי אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך בא אלי אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורות הילו עושה פלא, נורות הילו עושה פלא, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. We turn to the words of Hashkivenu, asking God's shelter of peace over us. Page 42.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, שלום, והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with the morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, hapurei sukkot shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. We turn now to the words of Vishamru, a song that is known to have many movements that differ from camp to camp. And I hope that you will represent your camp, or perhaps your joy for Shabbat, by using your whole body as we sing the words together.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. בנימין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת בנפש, שבת בנפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Our next camp story comes from our very own Camp JCC in Raleigh, and we are going to hear from Tilly Noyes.
Shabbat Shalom. Camp JCC has always been a special place for me. I've spent 7 summers there, swimming in the pool, playing Gaga, and singing songs. I've made memories and friends that I will never forget. One such memory was from my very first trip to Carowinds during my first year in Bet, the oldest group, where every day we drive to a new fun activity. That day, we drove for 3 hours to Carowinds and spent the whole afternoon spending time together in the park. I rode my very first roller coaster and my favorite ride 7 times. Then, we left to stay the night at a Charlotte JCC. Every day at camp, I got to try new things, from roller skating to rock climbing, before heading back to camp to swim and play sports. Every day, I became closer to my friends and my Jewish identity. Traveling starts in 5th grade, but camp at the JCC before that is just as fun. You spend time with your group doing activities like art and archery, as well as singing songs and dancing. By the end of the day, you're tired and sweaty. You have built friendships and bonds that you will always remember while having an amazing time. Camp JCC has been special for me, and I hope it can become special for many more people in the years to come. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. We rise now as we turn to our tefillah. We'll chant in Hebrew together from pages 46 through 52.
Na 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 Adonai, na 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 saftai tiftach, na 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 ufi yagid tehilatecha, na 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 Adonai, na 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 saftai tiftach, na 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 ufi yagid tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor VaHaNorah El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואמות, מביא כולם לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב והושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחייך הכל, אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע, ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
You may be seated as we get the opportunity now to hear from the first of several camp directors and assistant directors who are with us tonight. I am very proud and eager and happy and blessed, all of the things, to welcome Joellen Unger, the director of 6 Points Creative Arts Academy.
That's me. Happy World Kindness Day, friends. Oh, thank you, Boyer Hiller family. You all are so great. Happy World Kindness Day, everybody. And I have to admit, I am known for being both honest and transparent. I'm a little bit torn that we need a day to proclaim that it is World Kindness Day. At camp, we tend to think of every day as Kindness Day as we really drill down into how we treat one another as human beings. We actually start every single day at camp from a place of mindfulness and gratitude. So I was really excited when Rabbi Citron asked me to speak right before Hoda'ah, before Modim prayer, because it's all about gratitude. And if you hop on over, if you're following in Mishkan Tefillah to page 58, there's something quite astounding. In the very middle of the page, it actually says, I'll do it in the English, not the Hebrew, O compassionate one whose kindness never fails. So even in our very prayer book, it recognizes that every day should be World Kindness Day. We are very grateful. Modim anachnu lach. We are grateful to the Raleigh community. We are grateful for all our amazing campers and all of our amazing families. We are grateful for the hope that we will be able to return to camp once again this summer. And we are grateful to all of you for sharing Shabbat with us. Kara, we are especially grateful for you and for all of our colleagues who work to make the magic of camp a reality. If you join me at the very bottom of the page, Baruch Ata Adonai, Hatov Shimcha Ulcha Na'eh Lehodot. Blessed are you, Adonai, your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving, and so are all of you. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. In that gratitude, we invite now Levi Boyer to share a story or memory from his time with Joellen at CAA.
Good evening, I'm Levi Boyer. I went to 6 Points Creative Arts Academy. I've been going there since Creative Arts first summer, 2018. One of my favorite memories from camp is Showcase. Showcase is at the end of camp where everyone shows or presents their art to all the camp and families who come in. Every art major, theater, musical theater, creative writing, visual arts, dance, photography, instrumental music, and vocal music works on some project for the majority of the camp session. I have done culinary for the last 2 showcases. During the culinary presentation, which is a room full of appetizers we made, and then served before the show in the theater. My friend and I were serving food at one of the stations. It was super fun, but the downside was that we weren't able to get much food. So we decided to take turns serving food while the other person would get a plate of food. It was so fun. It was a fun night. I suggest this camp for anyone who likes and has an interest in the arts.
Thank you. We turn now to our prayer for peace, Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech Adon, לכל השלום, טוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת, כל שעה, בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam, Tasim Leolam.
We take the next few moments for the prayers of our hearts.
יהיו לרצון אמרי פי ויום ליבי לפניך. יהיו לרצון אמרי פי ויום ליבי לפניך. אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי, Adonai tzuri ve'go'ali, Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri ve'go'ali.
We now get a chance to hear from Lindsay Davis from Camp Coleman.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lindsay Davis. I'm the Assistant Director at Camp Coleman, as Rabbi Citron just mentioned. I am going to also sing Yehu L'Ratzon with you right now. It is one of my favorite prayers that I sung growing up at camp, and is one of my favorite prayers that I listened to growing up at camp. And in all of my 17 years, from youngest to oldest, I still find camp to be the place that I feel most at peace, with the clearest mind and the fullest heart. So please join me, muted, with In Yehi L'Ratzon. Yehi L'Ratzon Imrei Fi Ve'yom Libi Lefanecha Adonai tzuri ve'go'ali, Adonai tzuri ve'go'ali. May the words of my mouth meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. Yehiyu leratzon imrefi ve'gion libi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri ve'goali. Adonai tzuri ve'goali. Thank you.
We turn now to that part in our service where we hear stories from Torah or stories from our Jewish tradition. And tonight we get to hear stories from camp. So I would like to invite forward first Danny Hers from 6 Point Sports Academy, followed by, well, we'll do one at a time.
Thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We absolutely love Temple Beth Or at 6 Point Sports Academy, and I love being with you in person in Raleigh. And while tonight that cannot be possible, we are all in for the next best thing, being together here tonight and this whole weekend. I want to read a letter which I received from one of our campers who lives in Houston, Texas. Ben sent this to us, and it touched on so many wonderful parts of the pluses of Jewish camp. I read it to you now. Going away to camp scared me. I even had doubts about signing up and going, but it turned out to be my second home. I met great friends, amazing counselors, upped my basketball skills to where I can now beat my dad, and learned a lot about myself. I learned I could do hard things. I could be a leader. I could be brave. I could ask for help, and I could grow not only taller, but bigger on the inside. What I thought was going to be a curse ended up being the best blessing of my life so far. All of this thanks to a presentation that my rabbi set up. I learned about this Jewish sports camp called 6 Points. I signed up to become better at basketball, but left with so much more. Being thrown in a new area with all new people can be rough. But everyone there was kind and even easy to talk to because we were Jewish like me and they loved sports just like I did. I had never been around so many young Jews before, and 6 Points introduced me to the kindest group of people who accept everyone in their Kahila Kadosha. This was one of the most important values I learned from camp. It means holy community. Every morning we were introduced with a new Jewish value, which is emphasized throughout the day. It provides a basis of values on how to treat ourselves and others to make the world a better place. That's what being Jewish means to me. It opened my eyes in so many ways, and I cannot wait to go back in a few weeks. If it seems like I'm exaggerating, you can ask my parents about how I cried as soon as they showed up to pick me up and take me home. The friendships I made at 6 Points are stronger than my relationships from school throughout the years, and I've never been able to make friends so easy. I cannot thank camp enough for welcoming me to their community, and of course, for helping me beat my dad in basketball. That's pretty powerful stuff. And if you can see, camp really does make that impact on our young people. So tonight, on behalf of my phenomenal teammates, Nina Goodhue and Hannah Ross, and all of us at 6 Point Sports Academy, thank you to Rabbi Citrin and Hannah Demick for having us tonight, and we wish you a Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Danny. We turn next to Jamie Dale from 6 Point Sci Tech.
Hi, it is so lovely to be with all of you here tonight. I actually grew up in North Carolina on the western half near Asheville. So I'm always super excited to be able to be back in a North Carolina community, even if it's virtually. So my camp, SciTech, one of the things that brings our campers and our community together is this deep sense of awe and curiosity about the world. So science and technology is all about asking questions and delving deep into the world. And so I wanted to share a brief little parent testimonial about how the culture at SciTech not only connected their camper with ideas that they were excited about, but also with other folks that were excited about the same ideas. So it has taken my child a few years to find their place and their people. Over the years, they have found it sometimes more comfortable to connect with others over their science and technology interests than anything else, and that has sometimes been hard to find where we live. When we picked him up on his last day of camp last summer, they matter-of-factly informed us that they wanted to attend SciTech for all 3 sessions the next summer, rather than just the 1 session they had done the year before. They were very much so looking forward to going back and having the chance not only to see the really good group of friends that they made, but to experiment and try different science and technology workshops and explore new ideas that they didn't know about before. Even this summer, with everything going on, our time with you is still amazing with your virtual academy offerings. I can tell that they felt like their contributions and questions this summer were being heard in all of the groups they were a part of, which helps them feel connected to each other and to themselves and to their Judaism. I see them on their computer or their phone with their SciTech friends these days, and they are laughing and smiling and truly so engaged. For my child, and I am sure for many others, your camp has been a blessing. Thank you for helping my campers stay curious and stay connected every summer, no matter what. So Shabbat Shalom, Temple Beth Or, and thank you for staying connected with me tonight and being curious about all the amazing stories that camp has to offer you and your family.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom, Jamie. And finally, we get to hear from our very own Beth Richmond, Camp JCC.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm so happy to see so many of our campers and camp families here tonight and to be with you. So I consider myself the luckiest camp director on this Zoom because I actually got to spend my summer with my campers and my staff this summer, which as much as all of my parents said was the most amazing gift for them, frankly, it was an amazing gift for myself and my staff. When we decided to open this summer, we worried, would camp feel like camp? We were gonna have to wear face coverings and we wouldn't be able to hug each other and maybe not see all the smiles that we normally see. And we just really, we were so worried that the kids would come and they wouldn't have that camp experience. And it was amazing that when the car doors started opening and they started pouring out and seeing their friends and seeing their favorite counselors after so many months apart, that all the worry just melted away and the magic that we all know is camp took over. The immediate connections between kids, the kids that didn't know anybody when they came and immediately found friends, running up to their favorite staff member and virtual high-fiving. It was amazing to see the resilience of our kids and how they managed to navigate this, kind of new world they were living in, having to wear face coverings in 90-degree heat all day and staying apart from each other. And none of that diminished what we experienced this summer and what camp is and what we all know, what we want for our kids and why we send them to overnight camp and day camp to give them that space. I did receive a note this summer that really touched me from a parent who said to me, from the bottom of our hearts, my husband and I want to thank you and your amazing staff for getting camp open and all the determination and effort that you've put in. The last 3 weeks were the best we've had in 3 months. Because of Camp JCC, Hadley is comfortable wearing her mask, is more aware of space and distancing, and most importantly, is less afraid to navigate the world. She will start school in person in 2 weeks, and we can only hope that they have put as much thought into opening. But either way, her time spent with you this summer has given her more confidence that she will be able to take the next few months and any changes in stride. To me, that was an amazing, amazing letter to receive that we had had such an impact on our campers' ability to learn how to be social in a socially distant world. And we felt like it possibly could have been the most important lesson we could have taught them this summer. So thank you to our families and my staff who went way above and beyond this summer in making sure that our kids had their best summer yet. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. And Beth's story is actually a really fitting transition into our prayer for healing, Misha Berach L'Cholim, because we recognize that while some of us were able to experience camp, some of us are able to experience some semblance of normal in various aspects and realms of our life, there are so many who cannot, both because of COVID and because of other illness. So we take a moment to offer a prayer of healing, and we offer it in particular on this Shabbat for Paul Agris, Betty Cross, Sharon Davis, Harav Yisrael Gadal Ben Batya, Molly Freed, Dave Griffith, Anita Lederer, Ray Levine, Wendy Newby, Candy Paul, Rudy Pariser, Jackie Schlesinger, Laura Stein, Bruce Wayne, Alan Weinberg, Abel Zalkberg, Yitzhak Shimon, Harav Ora Batlea V'Yaakov. And we say for them, for all of those named in our chat, all those who suffer and are in need of healing of body, healing of mind, and healing of spirit, we say Baruch Atah Adonai, Rofeh HaCholim. Blessed are you, Adonai, our source of healing. You turn to the words of Aleinu L'Shabeach, and I invite you to rise as you are able in your spaces of worship.
Unmute.
Our thoughts turn now to those who are no longer among the living, those whose memories live on in us and in the world around us. This Shabbat, we mourn the recent deaths of Elaine Smith Kramer, Mercedes Sonia Lowy, Ruben Zalkberg, and we commemorate the yahrzeit, the anniversary of death of Anna Abramson, Mayor Aronson, Susan Bach, Shirley Block, Roberta Deutschman, Sam Diamond, Gertrude Ann Don, Joyce Eagleton, Irving Eisenberg, Etta Levy Ellis, Eva Gelman, Anita Gordon, Isaac Klieger, Harold Sidney Lasher, Irving Lasky, Caroline S. Levinson, Elsie Loeb, Clara Malpede, Edwin Michael, Howard Novell, Melvin Rashkis, Jacob Roxon, Alice Shaw, Ella W. Sickhard, Dorothy Slippen, Seymour Stearns, Julia Switzer, Milton B. Thorne, Molly Weissman, Adrian Whitney. And we add to it the names of your loved ones who you add in our chat. as we join together with the words of Kadisha Tome, page 294. I invite you to rise as your space permits. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach chirute ve'amlich malchute, ve'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'chayet dochol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv ve'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, V'tadar v'talel v'talal shmei dekudisha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to those who are bereaved, as together we say, amen. You may be seated. We turn to Pauline McNeil to hear greetings from our Board of Trustees.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. My name is Pauline McNeil, and on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I want to thank you all for worshiping with us tonight. A hearty mazel tov to Isaac Boyer and his family as he becomes bar mitzvah tomorrow morning. The service will begin at 10 a.m., and we invite all of you to join us here in our virtual community. I also want to welcome all campers to TPO's first virtual camp weekend and our annual Camp Shabbat this evening. A link to this weekend's detailed schedule is being posted in the chat right now. Please don't hesitate to reach out if there's anything you need, anything at all. You can do so through the Temple's website at www.tboraleigh.org, or you can send me a private chat message right now. Thank you, everyone, for helping make TPO such a special place for all of us. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. So we're going to close with Oseh Shalom. Before we do, I want to thank all of our campers who shared their stories so beautifully this Shabbat, and all of our camp directors and assistant directors who shared the power of camp in their words this Shabbat. And I want to invite those of you who are either camp alum or campers, or who are interested in camp, and that's why you're here tonight to get a taste of it, to stay on this Zoom when we're done with our closing song. And if you have any kind of oneg treat that you would like to go get, please do that. And when you come back, Hannah Demick will have instructions on our screen about how we are going to proceed into breakout rooms to get a chance to get to know each other and our camp directors even better. Our closing song is Oseh Shalom, page 343, I think.
That's right.
Oseh Shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru amen. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru amen.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I invite you to unmute yourselves to greet each other, and the information about our camp weekend will come up too.
Shabbat
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 shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Thank you, camp director. Good seeing everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Mwah.
Shabbat shalom.
Mm.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, Goldsteins. Hi,
Hi,
Zoe. Hi,
Love
Mac.
you.
Hi, Lisa. Mwah.
Shabbat shalom, Bobby.
No, I want to say where.
Shabbat shalom.
Thank you.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Good night.
Shabbat shalom, Maite.
Shabbat shalom, Isaac.
Shabbat shalom, guys.
Will, is that you typing? You can unmute yourself, you know. Oh.
All right, hi everyone. Welcome to Camp Shabbat Oneg. I'm so happy to see all of you. And so we're gonna go around and have all of the camp directors and assistant directors that are here introduce themselves. And then we wanna hear from the students or campers that are here, and we wanna hear a few fun facts about you. So I will have the JCC, let's see, Beth, if you want to introduce yourself first, and then we'll go around.
Hi, everybody. I'm Beth Richmond. I'm the Camp JCC director here in Raleigh. I've been the director for 10 years, and I'm really excited, hopefully, to see some of you at camp this summer.
Thank you. All right, Coleman, Lindsay, or Bobby, would you like to introduce yourself?
I can go. Hi, everyone. I'm Lindsay. I'm the assistant director at Camp Coleman. And yeah, thank you for having us. Shabbat shalom.
Hi, I'm Bobby Harris. I'm the director at Camp Coleman. This will be my 30th year at that place. So I love it. Hope to see you there, some of you.
Amazing. Danny and Hannah and Nina.
Good evening, everyone, and Shabbat Shalom. My name is Danny Hurds. I'm lucky enough to be the director at 6 Point Sports Academy. Our camp is going on its 12th year, so we're still pretty new. But I'm lucky to say that all three of us, and you're going to meet the other two here, but all three of us have been there from the beginning, and we'll be having another summer together and hopefully adding to our community. So thanks for having us this weekend. Hannah?
Hi everyone, Shabbat Shalom. I'm Hannah. I am one of the assistant directors. And while we can't be together, this is awesome to see all of you on Zoom. Thanks for having us.
Hi everyone. I'm Nina. I'm also an assistant director at 6 Point Sports Academy. Really great to see some familiar faces. Wrapping our pin is showing us that, but it's really great to be here. I'm excited to be here for this weekend.
Awesome. Let's see. Karen Joellen, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Kara Hoffman. I'm the assistant director of 6 Points Creative Arts Academy, and I am so thrilled to be in Raleigh this weekend, one of my favorite camp weekends of the year, and just glad that we could make it all work virtually. I think Joan may have had to step away for a minute, so she'll be back soon though.
No problem. Jamie.
I'm Jamie Dale Maladon. I'm the director at URJ 6 Point SciTech Academy. Like sports, we are a little young. One day, I'm excited to say one day I've been at camp for 30 years, Bobby. That makes me really excited. I'm really looking forward to that one day. And I'm super excited to be here tonight. I've heard such amazing things from Danny and Joellen and the whole 6 Points team about TBO, so it's really exciting to get to meet all of you lovely people. And I have to say, you live up to the hype, so that's cool.
Thank you. Awesome. I'll introduce myself too. I'm Hannah Demick, and I'm the Youth and Programs Director at Temple Beth Or, and I'm really excited about this camp weekend. I'm also a CLASP Fellow, which means that I work with 6 Point Sports Academy when I'm not working at TBO during the year. So we have a few kids here, and I would like them to introduce themselves. Oh, Joellen, do you want to say hi?
Hi, I'm still me. Bye.
Great. Okay, so let's see. Sam, why don't you go first? And do you want to share what camp that you go to or are going to, or your favorite part about summer?
Oh, I'm Sam Rubenstein, and so not last year, but the 2 years before that, I've done one session at SciTech, and I've done robotics each session. But this year, I'm gonna do a session of golf at 6 Point Sports.
Awesome.
Welcome, Sam. I had so much fun with you last year in person, so I'm glad to see you today too.
Also, Sam will be called to Torah as bar mitzvah in just about 1 month.
A day less than a month.
Thank you, Sam. Drea, would you like to go?
Was Rayla there too?
Yeah, Rayla, come back. Hi, I'm Andrea Farmer, and I've been going to 6 Points for 5 years. 6 Point Sports Academy for 5 years. Well, this year would have been my 5th year, but you know, this stuff happened. And the next summer, the summer 2021, Rayla's gonna start as a Haifa Hornet, and I'm pretty sure I'll be a Barsaba Kangaroo. So yeah.
That's awesome. Well done.
Rayla, did you want to say hi? You ran in, you said hi, kind of.
Rayla, where are you going to camp? Is this going to be your first summer?
Yeah.
Yes, we're very excited for it.
Are you going to play hockey?
They have street hockey, but
yeah. Rayla plays ice hockey, but will not be playing ice hockey at camp.
Okay, cool.
All right, thank you. So I had all the camp directors come up with a fun mixer question. And since there's enough of us for us to all stay together, do I have a camp director who thinks they have the best mixer question here? And we're gonna use that one and go around. I also think Jamie has the best one. But does someone think they have a better one? All right, Jamie, do you want to share your mixer question?
Joellen, I gave you so many. Which one was the one that caught your brain?
As curiosity is a core value of yours, any of them that you choose to explore, I think will be delightful.
Okay, so a good beginning one is, what color would taste the best? I love questions that give a furrowed brow. I think that's my favorite response to an icebreaker question.
Nina, go ahead.
Thank you. I think blue would taste the best because blue raspberries don't exist, but blue raspberry is such a great flavor. So I think that blue would taste the best. And that there's some science behind that too, probably. Yeah, cotton candy blue, there you go. Not my favorite color, but I think it would taste the best.
Sam Rubenstein, I want to know what color you think tastes the best.
I don't really know.
Anyone else have a color they think?
I'll stick with my answer from earlier. Now that I've had another hour to think about it, I'm still gonna go with orange. Not because it is a fruit, but because it does remind me of citrusy things, which is always a lovely flavor. But it's just like, it's warm and sunny and cheery, and I feel like that would taste good.
For some reason, I just keep thinking about how much I hate any Starbursts that aren't pink. So